Hello everyone, and welcome to our 11th installment of Tango Kilo Sierra. We're happy to see you again. Thank you everyone for the Thanksgiving wishes. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all too, like we said in the previous video. We have a special place for you today. We're going to be camping out this old lumber yard here. This is just down the road from my house, and it's in a pretty industrial side of town. There's a lot of businesses and electrical companies and trucking companies around here. Williams Brice Stadium is just on the other side of those trees, which is pretty cool. And we're going to try to camp out in this little abandoned lumber yard here, and we got some delicious food we're going to cook for you. As you can see, this is a nice little warehouse that used to sit out here and house God knows what. But we're gonna walk back up in here and see what we can see. We're gonna probably set up here. You can see the roof is still in great shape. Just the walls have been beat out for some reason. We'll probably set our tent up somewhere off to this side where all you can see. Go get it, boys! I love seeing military helicopters riding through this part of town. Alright, so what you just seen there was a Chinook helicopter. Those helicopters are used for various different things. I've seen them be used for medevacs. I've seen them be used for ammo drops. I've seen them be used for pretty much anything that you can think of as far as military operation goes. Personnel, I've seen them drop off Marines before and all kinds of stuff. So it's really cool to see that out here in Columbia. You know, military just out here staying ready, staying right, and at any moment's notice, ready to protect our freedom. All right, so man, got hit in the face by a bug. We got this lumber yard over here that this probably used to maybe belong to. I'm not sure. Property is for sale and has been for some time. You can tell by the way the grass is and how there's not very many fresh tire marks out here, and the dust and everything that's on the ground in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around behind this building, because that building should shut down within the next few hours whenever everyone gets off of work. And we're going to try to find a great place to set up our camp for the night, have a couple of beers, and just genuinely enjoy being out here in this beautiful weather that we got going on right now. Because here in South Carolina, it's about, right now I'd say it's about 75, and it's starting to get colder because it's going to be about 49 tonight. So it's not going to be too bad with our little candle lantern / heater. I think it's going to keep us pretty warm and get us through the night just fine. On their way back home after doing their touch and go. Touch and go is where you lightly land the plane, or the helicopter in this instance. Do not let the rotors go too slow to where you keep rolling and then take right back off. They're probably on their way back to, who knows, Fort Jackson, Shaw Air Force Base. It could be pretty much anything. But as far as that particular helicopter having the rappel bar at the top of the door, it probably belongs to one of the airborne units around town. But we're going to go around back here, and we're going to see if we can find a nice place, which I found a perfect place already. And it's right here next to the railroad, so there shouldn't be anybody that's driving by at night or anything. You can't see us from anywhere but the lumber yard over there. So I think right here is about as perfect as it gets. Crack us a beer, enjoy nature for a little while, and then we'll go show you the building over there. There's also that building that's been abandoned out here on this beautiful property, just literal through those trees, Williams Brice Stadium. We really appreciate all of the likes and subscribes to our channel over the past 2 months. This is our 11th one, and we couldn't be happier with the people that we met and the comments that we've got, because we really do enjoy reading those and liking those and responding in positive ways, just like y'all respond to us about our content. We really appreciate that. So we're gonna have this first beer for you guys. Taste the mountains a little bit. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you. As you can see, you know, almost see the lights right there. Williams Brice. Love that stadium. Love the folks that are at that stadium and enjoy cheering on the Gamecocks with me. So we just took you through that one building here, and there's two buildings out here. This building on my right is a little bit different. It's got some breathe holes on the top. I wouldn't know what to call those, maybe some like vents, something of that nature. We're gonna take you through that building, look around, see what we can find. We found some pretty gnarly pieces of metal out here, some pretty gnarly pieces of concrete with some rebar in it. And then we're gonna chill out. Then my cousin's gonna bring us our camping gear, because we didn't know how sketch it'd be or how many people would be watching this time of day, because it is like right at the end of the workday. So we'll get that done, and let's go through this building real fast. Well, this has a little gravel road that leads up to it, and it's a lot cleaner than the last one. So maybe they still use this for reasons unknown. I'm not sure, but there's no electrical. The big roll-up door that you can see the frame here they used to support no longer exists. That big roll-up door back there does. This looks like a place where they might store like road equipment or something, and just because it's an open place that you don't really have to pay to store things. But the further you walk up in here, I think it's mostly just because the wind that blows here, you can see the dust all over the floor like you could the last building. So we're gonna keep walking through here. You can see our roof vents up there. You can see the little fan that used to pull the warm air out of here in the summertime. The little chains that you just have to pull the fan on. These are pretty old buildings, I presume, maybe like 70s or 80s, because it is big giant bolts and I-beams that hold it up, and modern day floodlights, and also sprinkler systems. So something important had to have been here at one point in time. You can see they've disconnected the sprinkler system since then, because that pipe right there is cut off outside, that big pipe that used to feed water into it. So that's pretty cool. We got a little sign over here, which we love finding, because it kind of tells the history of this place. Oh, look at that. This used to have a little railroad that led right up to it. Wow. Who would have thunk it? Big old freaking railroad ties that look like they ain't been used in probably 20 years. That's pretty cool. Who would have known? So we're going to go back over here to the sign. I just got a little starstruck by the old railroad tracks back here. Credit full, bundles only. Broken bundles will not be credited. Wonder what that bundle was. Maybe metal, maybe lumber, who knows. With this metal backing here, I would like to say it's a fair chance, or wooden backing. I'd like to say it was a fair chance that they used to stack wood up against these walls, and they used that as like a bumper, so it didn't knock these big giant pieces of sheet metal off the wall, which, as you can see, have giant pinholes in them and have been torn away by the elements over the years. But how cool. Just a forgotten about warehouse that is as modern as this is. But like we say here at Tango Kilo Sierra, ain't nothing ever forgot about, just as long as we can still see it. I found a really cool view. You can see where the old railroad tracks used to lead on down this little way here. I think that's where that big piece of concrete over there came from. Maybe it was a part of this where you could load and offload things. Still a good bit of bugs out here, even though it's been 28 degrees and stuff for the past like 2 days. But dang if that ain't cool. We're gonna walk this as far as we can to see what we can see. And we're gonna come back over here and get a little bit of footage of the back of this bay that we were standing at the top of before. So yeah, come with us. You can see the gravel and stuff used to be out here. And there's even a little trail where people have walked through here. How they hop this fence is beside me though. Okay. Keep on trucking. Oh yeah, gravel and railroad ties. Solid cast iron railroad tracks. So cool to see it still here. And you never would have known it was here unless you came back here and just, you know, explored. So I love about doing this as just for fun, and to just get out of the house and get away from things, is discover things that I never would have seen unless I came out here. So I encourage you guys, go out in nature, go explore that random weird place that you didn't think anything would be, because this is the kind of cool things that you could find. Look at this wall. That's got to be pretty old. Got that weird X design in the concrete blocks there. It's pretty cool. You can see where somebody threw a blanket over this. That's a way of shielding themselves from that barbed wire. That blanket's pretty rotten, so it's probably been a long time ago, but you can tell where somebody tried to jump this fence before and left their blanket because it's caught up in that barbed wire. We're not going that rail yard. Looks like a pretty vicious little puppy right there. That sucker definitely would get you. So we're gonna stay out the train yard because that's active still, and we're just gonna hang around here and enjoy our time in this abandoned lumber yard. Alright, so that's where our railroad ends right there. We walked through and couldn't make it very far, so we walked back, and that's when I realized I had all these little hitchhikers on me. These are little seeds, I presume. I've got them on me playing out in the yard all my life. Quick way to get those off of you is just to take a stick and rub it up and down your pants. It's good for your clothes, not necessarily, but do not take these into your house ever until he makes it worth it. As you can see behind me is Williams Brice Stadium. We're at the west side, which is the home side. That's literally how close we are to Willie B tonight, the home of the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. Alright everybody, we got everything we needed from my cousin. Dropped us off some ice for the beers because they were starting to get warm. And our trusty tent here, a little 6-man tent. It's going to be cozy for me and good buddy. Set us up some space blankets in there, so because it is going to get 49 tonight, so it's going to be a little bit cold. We're going to get this bad boy set up, get all of our stuff in there, and then we'll see you back, have a couple beers, and cook some delicious food. As you can see, there's a little bit for both me and good buddy. I'm going to sleep on this side, good buddy over there, and this should be a pretty nice camp. Shouldn't get too cold neither, but space blanket up, lay our stuff on top of the space blanket, protects us between the ground because there is sand stickers and like rocks and whatnot out here and twigs. So get our camping area set up here, and then we'll see you in just a minute. So, as usual, we have our most favorite Winzel sleeping mat that I'm going to put down on my side. Good buddy's got his sleeping pad that he usually uses. This it's been a really great donation that my uncle made, and just really appreciative because this is a lot better than that little 1/4 inch of foam that I have that I used when I was in the military. You're inflating. As you can see, as it inflates, makes it easier to roll out. And that foam right there, and this little bit of an air pocket that it forms because of the little inlet valve here. And it's also an outlet valve, because you also press the air out where the air goes back in. We're gonna teach you and show you that you can just roll it right out. Unlike the foam that keeps its shape because it's rolled up for so long. This really doesn't care. This is more like a very thin air mattress compared to that little piece of foam. Put it right there on top of that space blanket. We've got our lantern that we're going to set up. Get good buddy set up over here. Maybe stretch this tent out a little bit. And then just to make for ample room for cooking purposes. And then we'll see you back here in just a bit. So, that little gray speck that you see out there, just right behind that building, is where we're camping. Got like a mile worth of road right here, and then right behind us, we've got the lumber yard. And obviously, it's abandoned at night, nobody out here. Ain't no reason to be moving lumber in the dark. But figured I'd bring you over here and show you what it looks like in the dark and show you our camp from this direction, because this is about the only place that you'd have to stand within this whole, probably I'd say like quarter to half a mile worth of land that you could actually see our tent. See Williams Brice right there. See him moving the train back towards the train yard. Going on probably around 9 o'clock right now. So get some cool footage of Williams Brice at night. And the train yard in full uproar. It's a pretty busy train yard right here in the heart of Columbia. It's pretty cool. Well, that was a little frightening. Not sure who that was. Might have just been one of the train conductors stepping off to, take a leak, or it could have been, the railroad police trying to figure out where the light that we were using and the noise that we were making was coming from. The whole point of being stealthy is when you hear those footsteps of what sounds like a human, you act quick, you get down, and you make sure that you're masked off from anything that could spotlight you as a potential target for them to mess with. So we got that done. The person moved on, as you could hear in the previous part of the video. The footsteps went away. And that brings us to our cooking segment. What we're going to do is to warm the tin up a little bit. We got our candle lantern here. So, go ahead and fire this up. From what I've been told, you can actually boil water on top of these with all three of them going. So that'd be pretty cool. But today, I've got my little camping stove. Well, it's more of like a little camping eye. And we're going to make for you some grilled chicken chunks and ramen noodles. Because what is warmer this time of year than a good old-fashioned little pack, or in our case, little bowl of ramen. We got our pot, which you've seen in a couple of the videos before. I brought today. One of us wants to use it. Something that I found in the process of moving, which is kind of like a Swiss Army knife of utensils. I'm probably going to break out the little fork there. And I've got regular silverware also, just to bring to the channel some new camping gear. But those little utensils right there will probably be super useful. Got the knife, the spoon, the fork, a corkscrew, a bottle opener, and a toothpick. Well, there we go. Make us a little hole. Just big enough to pour the chicken out of. If you ain't got proper camping gear because you're crazy like me, you improvise, you adapt, and you overcome the situation. Thankfully, this little thing here came with a little can opener of its own. This is probably going to take a while though, to be completely honest. But, as you can see, I'm starting to make a little bit of leeway there. We're going to get the water poured out of this, for the most part, and make sure that we get our chicken cooked up nice and ready to go for our ramen noodles that we're going to cook tonight. This'll do in and out of itself. As you can see, we're getting, it's not a whole lot of chicken in these little cans anyways, but it'll spice up, it'll just add some deliciousness to your ramen noodles. And I got chicken. Good buddy's got the chicken with that the hot and spicy chili chicken here. We'll take the seasoned packets out of there after we season this meat a little bit as we're cooking it. We've got our little eye here, like we always have with us. I think it'll save your life in some horrid situations. It's probably going to warm this tin up a good little bit just by having this on. Make sure it's tight. Alright. I'm going to open this door a little bit so we have some ventilation. I've still got some little gas in this little stove. We shall see. Worst come to worst, we'll boil our water over the top of our little lantern here. But, as I taught you in the previous video, balance that little guy. Keep this mixed. Put this knife away where it can't get me. Bring the spoon out. Mix this up a little bit because it's already starting to get warm. You can see the steam coming off of it and the smell. It smells good. As you can hear behind us, we've got the train pulling off. So, definitely going to get some salt in here. So if the video cuts, just know it's because the train's pulling off. So a little bit of salt. Get our black pepper going here, which we have yet to open. Keep it going, keep it mixed. Get all that nice, delicious seasoning in there. Just generally just trying to warm these chicken chunks up, so you're not throwing them dead cold into your ramen. Get our chicken heated up to the way that we like. Cut that heat off so we don't waste fuel. I'm going to pour half of this into one pan. I'm just going to go back and forth until it's all divvied up equally. Try to get as much of this chicken out of here as we can because we've got water that we have to get boiling for our ramen noodles. I'm really excited about this. I've been trying to do this for the past couple times. Got a little bit too tired out at the family property where we were at Sloan School, and I just ended up doing that little thing of soup. But I am more than awake on this one and ready to cook y'all something super delicious. So we got it boiling pretty good here. We're going to cut that flame back and take Good Buddy's little bowl here. We're going to fill it up to that fill line. Maybe not all the way to the fill line, because that's a lot of water. Find somewhere to set this down. Set that down first. Get that balanced out where it needs to be. Pass this on to Good Buddy. And find him a utensil to use to mix up his stuff. Oh, well, probably not that knife. We'll get our seasonings in here and enjoy. You got a little flavor packet. Disperse it amongst the chicken and delicious noodles that we got going on. I know it looks gross, but it's kind of like a soy sauce type thing. When I was a kid, it was just these little flavor packets like that. But it's actually really good. I like to make it taste 10 times better. Take our chicken seasoning we got here. Open it up. Get it knocked out of there all the way. Stash the trash. Soaking that water up perfectly. You can put these little packets in there if you like, but I don't enjoy them. They hydrate to some really hard type vegetables, so I don't necessarily put those in mine. But if Good Buddy would like them, he can have them for his. Got a chicken chunk there. They're mixed throughout it. You see a big one there. We're going to get us a little round up, get us some chicken in there. Oh yeah, that canned chicken was a great idea. Although we didn't have the can opener, that little thing right there definitely came in handy. That's delicious. We're gonna get this munched down. As you can see, Good Buddy's over there. His looks good and spicy like he likes it. We're gonna get it munched down, and then we'll see you guys at bedtime. Got a couple of foreskins here that I have left over. Put them in there. See if we can't get a little bit of crunch going on. Just to see how it turns out, you know. Might as well try it. If I don't like it, we'll never try it again. You hear them crackling? Sounds like they're cooking. Alright, let's see what we can do. surprisingly goes together a heck of a lot better than you think it would. That's actually really delicious. Pork skins and ramen noodles. Who would have thunk it? Very delicious. Alright, so enjoying the festivities here, because we are on the better side of the month here. It's the 1st, and as of right now at least, we're going to have our little Christmas tree Debbie cakes, which have been a part of my life since, well, quite frankly, since I can remember. So we're going to enjoy these for our little bit of dessert. So I know my uncle, whose birthday is today, happy birthday, Uncle Lee. He is also a big fan of the desserts, just like I used to be back before the Marine Corps. But we're going to get these down. We're going to have us another beer, and we'll see you at go to sleep time. Alright, so as you can see, got our candles burning. They should burn for a little bit of the night. It's getting pretty warm in here. Although they're not emitting a great amount of heat, it's still enough to keep it warm in here. But that was a great meal in our cozy sleeping bag. It's going to get to about 43 tonight, so you can get this nice and warmed up in here. And yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, the train's making a bunch of noise all night. I wasn't a bad sleep. Yeah, get up, get packed up, go back to what we do normally. And yeah, we'll see you at the finish line. Wow, what a night next to the railroad tracks, camping in the old lumber yard. As you can see, the industrial part of this place is starting to get hustle and bustling. Got people walking, going to their selective jobs, which is what I have to do today. So we're gonna put a cherry on top of this camping spot. It was a success. We had a great time. Other than that dude walking up on us and through the woods there, he didn't see us so we stayed stealthy and everything went well. It was a good camp. I could see coming back here in the future if I so chose. You know, maybe during a home game, see if we can hear the stadium because we're so close. But yeah, we'll find another great place. See you next time.